Hey there everybody, welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today we are checking out the Ontario Gen Model 2 SP51. This is the slightly heavier big brother of the Ontario SP50. The SP50 has a lot of big rave reviews. Lots of people like the SP50, so I wanted to get my hands on the SP51 and really compare that with the SP50 and see if the SP51 was worth a purchase and if it was better or worse or just the exact same as the SP50. So today we're going to do a field test review on the Ontario Gen Model 2 SP51. We're going to do batoning, chopping, carving, whittling, and really see if this blade is worth a purchase for you. So let's go ahead, get out there, I'll give you some basic specs, and we'll begin to use and abuse the Ontario SP51. Alright, let me give you a couple basic specs here on the SP51. From the handle to the tip of the blade is 9.5 inches with an actual cutting edge of 8.75 inches of actual cutting edge. This thing is made out of 5160 high carbon steel, Rockwell hardness 53 to 55. Now they bring it down to that low Rockwell hardness because that makes this type of steel, 5160, almost invincible. You're not going to chip out or break or snap this blade when you're batoning or even using it like a pry bar. I mean, it is super tough steel, and then on top of that they give a good heat treatment, so it's almost invincible, this knife that you hold in your hand, the SP51, which is great. It is a 1/4 inch thick as well, which helps with that full tang construction all the way through that craton handle there. I mean, this thing is just a beast. It is a saber grind, so it's flat to right about halfway through the blade. Then it cuts down to the edge, and that helps with a little bit of the chopping capabilities. Definitely blade heavy in the weight, and it weighs in at 20 ounces plus the nylon sheath that you see here in the background. So, I mean, this is definitely a tank of a knife. Basically, a sledgehammer that's been sharpened is really what it is. It may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but it's definitely the toughest and most brutal tool in the shed, to be sure. So, let's go ahead, get out there, and begin to use and abuse the SP51. Oh yeah, man. Sweet. SP51, come on, baby. Yeah! Woo! Now we're talking. That's the difference between an SP51 and an SP50. Awesome. And I'm going right on the opposite side of that knot. Now we're talking. Yeah, buddy. Woo! Screw that full flag right. Oh yeah, that cracked it right there. Boom. That's why saber grinds are better than full flat grinds for heavy batoning. Look at that. Boom. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. The thicker the blade, the easier it is to baton. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! Now we're talking. So guys, I've just found that this SP51 just splits like crazy. It's because of that saber grind. Much better than the SP50, and it is a workhorse. It is so awesome to baton with the SP51. I love it. All right, let's try some heavy-duty nylon rope cutting with the SP51. We've already done a bunch of batoning and chopping, so we'll see if this big blade can go through nylon rope. Nice, not too bad. It definitely has a wider grind angle, and it's just a thicker blade than a lot of other knives out there. BK9 will go through this rope a little bit easier, even a Becker BK2, because they have 20-degree grind angles, and this one has probably about to 25 or 30 degrees on the grind, because it's just designed to be a chopper and a hacker. It's not really designed to do a lot of this nylon rope cutting, but you can do it. It's not too bad, and if you really want to work with it and bring that grind angle in a little bit to maybe 20 degrees, maybe 22 degrees, you can definitely do some nylon rope cutting with it. Obviously, your pocket knives and smaller, thinner fixed blades will do a better job, but if you had to, you can definitely cut some nylon rope and cord with your SP51. So the ergonomics on the SP51 are amazing for this type of cutting, carving. I love the finger choil that they give us right here. Fits your finger real nice. And then the no thumb ramps, like say the BK9, so I can get a really good just rest right there with my thumb and really go to town. Now the issue that I have kind of with the rope, this is just a wide grind angle, guys. You can mess with it if you want, but Ontario definitely grinds these in pretty wide, probably 25 or 30 degrees. So you're gonna have to reprofile the edge to get really good shaving sharp. I can do this type of task with softer wood, like aspen that I'm using right now. This is an aspen wood, so I can get these type of shavings done, but on pine and just harder woods, it just doesn't bite in very well for the smaller detailed stuff. Chopping, yes. Batoning, yes. But my BK9 cuts like twice as well as this does when it comes to this type of carving and whittling. Same with the SE Hungalis or even the RTAC2. They just have a better grind angle and better relief edge for wood carving versus the SP51 here. It just really isn't designed for this type of stuff. You can do it, but those other blades like the BK9 and the Hungalis and RTAC2 are going to do a better job of this type of work for you unless you put a lot of effort into reprofiling that edge. Knee cuts are really nice for bigger blades like this SP51, but you can see here it's just not really being able to remove a lot of that material. I got to get it at a really sharp angle to the wood for it to catch. Again, talking about that relief edge and just the grinding of the knife. If you want to do cutting tasks like this, you are going to have to reprofile the edge, but that edge is going to hold forever when it comes to the chopping and batoning because of how wide the grind angle is. So you kind of have to rate your pros and cons. If you bring up the relief edge, there's a possibility of it dulling a little bit quicker. Because of how wide it is, they did that on purpose for the batoning and chopping aspect. It'll hold its edge longer because it's just not as weak. It's a stronger edge for those harder use tasks than what you see right here. All right, let's take a look here at the Ontario SP51 sheath. It's the exact same nylon sheath you'd be getting with an SP50, so they share the same sheath. So that's nice that they kind of give you a bunch of different knives in the same type of sheath. Good heavy-duty nylon. It's not going to tear and fray all that quickly, and it's definitely lasts longer than, say, the Becker line of nylon sheaths. Those sheaths are just kind of low par. So this is definitely a better quality nylon on the front. You got your pocket that you can put all sorts of different stuff in. I've heard some complaints that this clip is pretty cheap and will break. I could see that happening. I haven't had any problems, but again, you could, your sharpening kit or a pocket knife or multi-tool, little survival kit in there if you want. Nothing else. You got your rivets down here to strap around your leg if you want. Then you got your strip of MOLLE all the way along the back there, and then a nice big belt loop right there, so you could either use the MOLLE to feed through packs or put on your belt without taking your belt off, or you can weave your tactical belts through there very easily. You got 2 more rivets up here, so you can make this jump ready. Jump ready means you got 3 retention points, 1, 2, and then if you put paracord through here and wrap it around your handle, you'll have 3. So you could jump out of a plane for the military with this. Then they got really nice toggles and then a Kydex insert. We'll slide this little SP51 into the sheath, and you can see there this nice good retention, not sliding out without attaching the straps, and those straps are really nice heavy duty buttons and velcroable, that's a word, so that you can adjust the retention on these straps. You got those 2 buttons that you just snap into place here. So very good for a nylon sheath, very good quality, definitely some of the better ones on the market. No rattle, a little bit of a rattle, but nothing too bad at all. Definitely silent, more silent than the BK9. So, and the plus is you can use a lot of different knives in these Ontario sheaths. I'll just show you a quick example. Okay, so here's the SP51 sheath. I got the Becker BK9. I would just slide it right into place there. Fits nice and snugly. Then if I needed to, I could adjust the snaps. The snaps are almost perfectly adjusted. So the handle on the BK9 and the SP51 are almost exactly the same. Snaps into place. A little bit more rattle, as you can hear, but you can do that, and you can use these Ontario sheaths with lots of different knives, not just the BK9, though you can absolutely do that with the Becker products. You can do it, with other Tops knives and just other knives like that. As long as it's got the right, diameter and length, it can definitely fit inside the SP51 sheath. So great quality sheath, nylon, in my opinion, and can definitely be versatile with other knives as well. You got a lot of weight crashing down with your SP51. making work easy. Yeah, buddy, there's one. Go for number 2. Yeah, you can see how well that saber grind just bites real nice in that pine right away. And again, I can do this all day and it's going to hold a great edge. It's not going to chip out on me for that wide grind angle that we've been talking about. And again, it's no competition between the SP51 and the SP50. This SP51 is much better at chopping. Heck yeah. Yeah, buddy. All right, everybody, so you've seen the SP51 in action, and you've heard us talking about it versus the SP50. And to wrap it up, if you haven't been able to tell yet, I love the SP51 over the SP50. The SP50 was very unimpressive. You can check out a review on our SP50. The 51 is the exact same price, or maybe like $1 more. You're gonna get in the same sheath, same thickness, but it's gonna be 3 ounces heavier, and it's gonna have that saber grind, which is gonna split wood better, and it's definitely gonna chop better. They carve exactly the same. You're just not going to be able to do a lot of carving or rope cutting with these. They're just not really designed for that. They're definitely designed for that chopping and batoning type of tasks, and just large survival, prying, digging, you know, all those type of hard use things. If you want, you know, a nice slicer, go with the BK9. The BK9 will definitely slice better than both of these, but I will say the SP51, when it comes to batoning and chopping, blows both the SP50 and the BK9 out of the water. I mean, it's really, really good when it comes to batoning and chopping. It just splits the wood when you baton it, and it chops through it like nobody's business. And at 20 ounces, I mean, it's just going to do great work for you, and it's super thick, 1/4 inch thick. I mean, it's just awesome. So if you got $85 to spend, and you're looking for a really good thick batoner and chopper that's going to do all that super heavy work for you really well, forget about the SP50. The BK9's close, but the SP51 is the top dog in those 3 blades. So I hope this review has helped you guys out. Thanks so much for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.